Good morning everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful card. I'll open it up in a minute. I just want to go through a couple of things before I start. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. If you'd like to hop in and you can follow that page. In there is just cards that I make at my workshops and classes over the year, and you're welcome to have a look in there. I've also got a Facebook group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. It's a very large group. It's got over 20,000 members in there, and I think all the ladies and gentlemen, there's a few gentlemen in there, enjoy what's on offer there. In the files tab in there is all the PDFs for these videos and also for my live videos that I do on a Saturday morning. If you wish to join that group, you need to answer a couple of questions. One is why you wish to join, and the other is that you agree to the rules. If you don't answer, or if you don't see those two questions on the device you're on, say you're on your phone, try joining from a different device. You will get a notification back if you haven't answered the two questions, so you can try again from that. And if you're watching today, my YouTube channel is called Creative Gems. Love you to subscribe, and the week or so back I went to over 4,000 subscribers on my channel, so I'm very happy with that. I've only been going a couple of years and it's a very slow process, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So we shall put all that aside for now and we shall get on to the card. I have got my measurements typed up. It's called an inside out stepper card, and there's more to it than just what you see there. It's quite large. It does fold back this way. Those panels fold back. This crosses over at the front here, and it does fit in a 7x5 envelope. I've scaled it down from an original lady that I watched on YouTube. She had it much bigger, which it would have been 8 inches, I think 8x6, which is really hard to get an envelope for. So I've made this one so it will fit in a 7x5. I think 7x5 envelopes are not too difficult to get. The paper I've used here is one of the new, in the new 25 mini catalogue that starts in January for customers. It's on pre-order at the moment for demonstrators. By the time you see this video, I think it will be 2025. I record my videos, so you will be able to order this then. I haven't got the name of it with me right now. I've got all the details for the next card that I'm doing, but all of that is out of that the new stamp set. I'll tell you the name of the stamp set. It's called Delightful Wishes, and there's dies that go with it. I got the whole suite. These dies are all in it, and then the paper is in the suite as well. So I have put a little writing panel on the back in case you're wondering where you would write your message on that. I didn't want to spoil the front of it with writing on there, so I just put a little panel at the back. You could put another one over this side if you want more room to write, but when it folds up you won't see that pattern at the back. It just looks like that from the back. So we shall get started. I've got all my pieces prepped as usual, and this is the measurements for what we're doing today, and I'm doing it in totally different paper. I got a couple of packs of this one here. It's called Wildflower Birthday. It's a specialty paper. As you can see, I've used some of it. I'm using some of the pop-out bits as well. I'll just give you a quick look inside this. By the time you see this video, as I mentioned before, it will be available to everybody. So we've got 2 of each sheet. That's a pop-out one. I've taken some bits out of that one. Then we've got this one here that does, I could have used a couple of those. I didn't think of that. They're not probably the right size. They're not pop-out pieces. They're full-length pieces. That would make a long, or you'd have to cut those bits there. I didn't even look at that. That's a nice sheet as well. And then you've just got the flowers on the back. And then you've got some birthday cakes on that one with beautiful stripes on the back of that. And another one the same. And then this one is a flowery one. Really pretty colours with soft sea foam little sort of spotty type things. And then this one here, I think this piece is what drew me. If you look in the mini catalogue, you'll see some cards where they've used this, and I really like that gold scallopy edge through the paper. And the back of that is just the soft sea foam leaves. And then this one looks similar to the other one, a little bit different in the gold leaves and some of the flowers. But I've used that one today. And then that's the other pop-out one, pop-out pieces. I won't even attempt to put that back in the packet right now. It'll take me forever. We'll just pop that over there. The stamp set that goes with it is called Birthday Celebration. And they're the dies that go with it. I haven't used any of the dies in this. It's more, you've got some nice frames there, and you've got this banner here that holds, there's your little tassels there. And you can make little banners as well, and all the numbers. So, and it's got all the ST, ND, RD, TH for the first, second, third, all those types of birthdays. We haven't had one of those for a while. I'm also using today the embossing folder called Starstruck. This is a celebration item. It's free for well, in Australia, it's every $100 spend. I think overseas it's different calculation for the dollars that you spend. But here in Australia, it's a $100 spend, and you can get this one for free. And the die I'm using is from, which I've forgotten the name of, is Radiating Stitches. I think it's still current in the annual catalogue. It's that one there I've used just for a frame die. And then I'm going to use these. This is a celebration item as well. It's called Purple Adhesive Back Sequins. And I'm going to use some of these pinky coloured ones. Really pretty. And that's free for $100 spend as well in the celebration catalogue. So I'll give you all the pieces now. We don't have to go through all the other bits later. You'll need two of, now I've mentioned here the finished card will be 7 by 5 because you're joining two pieces together. My centre bases, these two of, 9.5 by 5 inches, and I've used Pretty in Pink. There's two of those. And then all the DSP pieces, I'll just get them out. We've got one of the long strip up the centre here. I'll explain them as I go. We'll open this one up and I'll show you. So that one goes down the centre there. 4 3/4 by 3/4. I'll just put them aside. And then we've got 2 3/4 by 3/4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 3/4 by 3/4. They're all 3/4 inches wide. And then 4 of, which I'm going to reverse the pattern when I find my other 4. They're all here. I know I cut them. 1, 2. There they are underneath. 3, 4. So I've flipped the paper over. The back side of this paper is the Pretty in Pink check. So I'm using the back of that as well. You could use a totally different back out of one of the other patterns, and I've got 4 of those. They're 3/4 by 3/4. They're the 4 in the centre there. That's those. 4 of 3 3/4 by 3/4. That's these end ones here. They're a little bit longer than the others, and there's 4 of those. Oh, that was those before. I think I showed you the wrong ones earlier. These 4 of it, 2 3/4 by 3/4. That's the littler ones. Then we've got 2 of 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. Leave that over there. That's these end ones here. I'm going to put the checkered pink on that one. That's those 2, 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then this one here are the white mats in here. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. They're squares. And I have embossed them again with the embossing folder that I showed you before. or you could put DSP in there if you wish. You could put another pattern of DSP, either this one or the plain one. So I've embossed those as well. And then my back writing panel, which this one here is 4 3/4 by 2 1/4, and I've just used one of the little pop out pieces and put the flower in the corner. And then scrap for my greetings and decorations. Well, I haven't used scrap, I've used the little pop out pieces out of the DSP. And then I've got those embellishments that I showed you. So you can either take a screenshot of that, or the measurements will be in the description box of this video, and the full PDF will be in my tips and tutorials page group in the files tab, so you can get it there. If you're not already a member, you're welcome to join. Just remember to answer the 2 questions. So we'll put that aside, and the only difficult bit is this cutting and scoring, and I'll read through it from my instructions. I'll just put that aside. I don't want to give you the wrong measurements. I have on my PDF, I have got a little diagram here of where to cut and where to score, so go by that and I'm sure you'll work it out. So with these, they're both scored exactly the same and cut exactly the same, but I'll do one at a time. So with the short side at the top and the left edge on the 1 inch mark. So that's 1 inch there. Now excuse me if my head gets in the road occasionally here. And I'm going to cut from 1 inch to 6 1/2. I'll stand up and do this. So I'm going from 1 inch there down to 6 1/2, which is down here. My markings are starting to wear off this trimmer. I don't know how to do it, fix it that you can still see it. Then I'm going to move it across to the 4 inch mark. You could flip this over, but I prefer this way. That way your cut lines are all on the same side of the thing. And you're going from 1 inch to 6 1/2 again. So that's your cutting. We'll do the other one while we're at it, so we're no repetition. 1 inch on the left edge, and then we're going to cut from 1 inch to 6 1/2, which is there, across to 4 inches and cut from 1 inch. We'll move that up again. Just make sure your blade's up until you're ready to drop it where it needs to cut from 1 inch to 6 1/2, which is there. Now we're going to rotate 90 degrees with the cut line that is closest to the top score line. So at 1 inch with the cut line that is closest at the top. So that's this one here. Score at 1 inch. So I've got the long blank pieces over this side, and I've got the 1 inch section down this side from where it's cut from there to there. I might reword what I've written there because it makes sense to me, but it might not to everybody else. This is scoring. Top score on 1 inch, just both the bottom slide across the 2 inch. Well, I'll have a look at my card because there's no more cutting. I know it's just scoring now. So we'll go 1 inch here. I know my wording is not too sensible on that thing. And I'm going from 1 inch, or from that cut line to cut, sorry, not from the cut line, from the 1 inch up there, score, and from this 4 inch here and down. That's correct. Then we'll move it across to 2 inches, and you're going to do the same. So you're going to go from the cut line up and this cut line down. Just make sure your 1 inch gap here where the cut line starts is on your left hand side, and then you've got it at 1 inch and 2 inches top and bottom, and then across to 5 inches, which is there. and we're doing the same. Yes, 5 inches from there up and from the cut line down. Then move it back to 4 inches, and this time you're going to score between the 2 cut lines. So we'll put it on that cut line there, down to the cut line there. So that's between the 2. So you've got 3 top and bottom and 1 down in the centre, or not in the centre but between the 2 cut lines. They're all cut, and we'll do that again. We've got our 1 inch piece on this side. It's the longer piece on this side, on the right side, and you're going there, put it your left edge on the 1 inch mark, and we're going to put that on 1 inch, go up on the 4 inch and come down across to 2 inches. Same thing from the 1 inch up and the 4 inch down. Excuse if my head's in the road. And then across to 5 inches, and we're going to go the 1 inch up and 4 inch down. Move it back to 4 inches, just a bit of repetition here, and go in your cut line there to the cut line there in the center, which is there. And that's all there is to do. Not too difficult. I'll just double check my wording the way I've got it on my PDF before I post it. I'm sure I'll fix it to suit. I know when I read it myself it sort of didn't make sense. Now, we've done all that. I'll just go to, because there's a, starting from the 1 inch cut, this end here, the center end, you're going to fold it to a valley, these 2 to valley folds. I'll show you on here. So these 2 center ones are going to get joined together. So we're going to do a valley fold on there, and then a valley, mountain, valley there, and then a mountain on that little one, and then a mountain on that one, and the center one will be a mountain. So you've got just one valley. The first one is a valley, and then all of these are mountains. So these will come across like so, and this one will come right under there like so. So you'll end up with that, if you can see that. So you've got your valley, 2 valleys at the very end, and then mountain, 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 like that. And you'll do the same with this one, valley, mountain, mountain, and mountain. And just fold these first 2 back on themselves, and then fold this one underneath like so, and then you can burnish all of those, and then it's just a matter of putting all the paper on, all the DSP. Just give those a good burnish. We're going to join the 2 together down the center. All nicely burnished. So when you put them together, those 2 center pieces will get glued there, and I'm going to use tear and tape so it's nicely firm in there. I'll just get my tear and tape out. We're having a long hot summer, I think. It's quite muggy here today already. I'm going to put 3 strips down here. I'm putting it just inside that score line there. My scissors. Because I record my videos, I'm trying to record enough that will last me across Christmas and New Year, because I will be away. When you see this video, I will be away. But you can still watch my videos, and I'll start again when I get back doing some more. And I burnish my tear and tape as well to make sure it's nice and firm down. Now we can take the backs off those. Just get my pick tool. Put my scraps. I should usually have a little bin out, but we'll clean that up later. And then this one will just line up on top. Make sure it's level at the bottom. And just a fraction inside the score line so it still folds nicely, and press it down. So then you'll end up with those going backwards there, and these here will flap over on top of each other. You can give them another burnish. Make sure they're nice and firm, flat. I think I might need a new blade in my trimmer soon. It's starting to get a little bit furry. I go through quite a few blades with my classes and workshops. I do a lot of prepping so the blades don't last too long. So that's the base of our card. I know it's quite long, but when you fold it up, it's not too bad. So now we shall put all these pieces on. This one here, this paper is not directional. You could put mats on these, but I think if you put a mat, you'd maybe do a 1/16 border and then another 1/16 so that your DSP is not too narrow for you. I'm just going to use liquid glue, and I will use my silicone mat. And this piece will go down the centre. We'll do that piece first. Doesn't matter what order you put them on. We'll start with the centre one. Down the centre there, and you've got the 1/16 border all the way around. And then I'll do those 4 little ones, which I'm putting the pink checker pattern. I like to mix it up instead of having it all the same pattern. I will get my tweezers out to pick these up. Not those tweezers. They're my reverse ones. I'm not sure where the others are. They're not the ones I wanted. The others are here somewhere. There they are. I've got a little rotisserie type thing there that holds all my tools. I got it off, I think it was off Temu actually. I needed to spend a little bit more to get free shipping, so that's when you stock up on things that you, well, usually it's things I don't need, but this time I'm glad I got this because it's really handy. You can see all your stuff and it rotates around. It's just a little tool caddy with all my bits and pieces in. It gets a bit messy sometimes, but it does the job. I'll put these 4 little ones on. Next we'll work from the inside out. That one there. I haven't shown you my decoration pieces yet. You'll see those in a minute. And I did emboss a greeting on it with gold embossed powder, just for something different. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and I tried stamping the greeting on white, but the colour didn't come out real well with the pretty and pink colour on with the photopolymer stamp set, so I ended up gold embossing. So now I'll put these 2 in here. This is called Starburst, I think it was. It's quite a pretty folder, and it's not a 3D folder, so when you put it through your emboss machine, you need your normal embossing plate, not your magnetic plate or your standard plate. You need your embossing plate and 2 clear acrylic plates. So to go between the 2 acrylic, you'll put your cardstock in the folder, and then the folder will go between two plates, not like you do with a 3D one where it needs a separate plate. So that's those. We'll decorate those in a minute. Now we've got these 4 smaller ones. Put those along the top. Sometimes I have all this gluing done, but I wanted to show you your cutting and scoring, so bear with me while I glue all this down. Doesn't take too long. The colours in this pack are written on the back of the pack, so it's easy to see what you can coordinate it with. Sometimes these pinks and these nice subtle colours go nice with black. I didn't want to do a black background this time, but I often put black with pink, or even the dark grey. The basic grey would look nice with this, even though it's not one of the colours in the pack. One more of those. There's some nice subtle backgrounds in this paper too. I didn't really take much notice of it when the catalogue first came out, but when I browsed through it a few times, and when I see the samples that they've got, it's well worth looking at. I'll just have a mouthful. Just had a bit of a tickle in my throat. So that's those two. That might clear it. And then we've got these 4 top and bottom. Yeah, always look at the samples in the catalogues. It gives you an idea of different layouts and things for your cards. I was going to wipe that with I'll just get a tissue. Oops, that one's not long enough. Nowhere near long enough. Might cut those again. That should have been 4. I'll just measure that. I can see they're not right. I haven't cut them right. It should be 4 1/4. What have I got written on my measurements? 4 3/4. 4 3/4 by 2 3. Oh no, that's not those. I'll just get some more paper out. Bear with me for 1 sec. I'll just get some of the paper that I need. Whoop, nearly lost it. I don't know what I cut it to. I'll measure it from here, because I know they're definitely not long enough. That is 3 3/4, and these are, we'll leave that stick one for now, 3 3/4. So why is that not sitting in there? 1 2. I think I've scored something wrong. No, I haven't scored in. Oh, these are too long here. What have I done? I shall cut my base off. I've cut something wrong. I'm going to cut this. I will adjust my measurements, so don't panic, even though I'm just about panicking. I'll just wipe that little bit of glue. I don't want to start it all again. And I'm going to cut this back here. So that's 4 1/2. So it should be 3 3/4. So that's 4. So that's got to get cut back by 1/2 inch. We'll take 1/2 inch. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off this. I will have the measurements correct for you when you go to do it. And 1/2 inch off this end. I hope I've done the right thing. And then that should fit in there, which will be correct. What did I do with the other one that was all sticky? I put it aside somewhere. 1 2 3. Not sure where I put it. Up here. That's it. So we will use that one. I won't have to cut anymore. I shall fix my measurements. I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but I shall put an adjustment on my thing. So just go by the go by the PDF. And my apologies for leading you astray. So they do fit in there. So that, I'll just double check when I'm finished. Maybe I had the original cardstock. I'll just have another quick look first. I'll get my bigger, longer ruler. So it was to there, which is 8 inches. Not sure what I've done wrong, but I will have a look for you later. I hope these are right now. Yes, they're correct, so not sure what I've done wrong. We'll fix it on the PDF. Maybe I cut wrong or scored wrong or something. It's funny, you can do the same card 2 or 3 times and get it right, and as soon as you've got to do a video on it, it's wrong. But we shall fix it. There's always a way to fix. I'll double check my measurements and scoring. I might have scored wrong. Or maybe the original card was wrong. Stop dwelling on it, Laura. It'll work itself out. And then these are going on here. We're back on track. I have decided to put this side up this time, the checkered side. You can just have too many flowers. I've got some flowers to put on the top of this to pretty it up. That one will go on there. Yep, that's correct. All good. And then this one on the other side. I love the gold accents on this. It's very pretty. I usually prefer pastels as opposed to brights. So that's those. Now this is the gold embossed that I did. It's out of the stamp set. I've got a happy birthday there. And then I've just done the same die cut on for the other side, and I've just used a couple of the little pop-out pieces for the other side. And I'm going to put it flat, only because it's going to go, the centerpiece here will be sitting up, but these outside ones I've got flat. It'll be, otherwise it might be a little bit too thick if I use too many dimensionals to give it height. That one, and this one over here. Whatever I did wrong before, I will put a correction in the description box of this video so that you get it right. In case you're not a member in my group and you just want to follow along from the video and the measurements, I'll put the amendment adjustment in my in the description box. So I'm flipping this over and this will go in here. I do definitely need a new blade. I can see all those fluffy bits. Some more there. And that will just go, it doesn't matter which side you put this on. And if you want a second one, you can put one over the other side as well. And that's going down that side. I've just got the little flower at the top. You could leave it blank if you wish. That will go on there. And that's that. And then I've just got these couple of little ones. I'm not putting too much in the center. They're the pop-out pieces, and the gold leaves are pop-out. And I've got them up on dimensionals as well. I thought I'd show a little bit more of the embossing folder on this one. The other one I covered it a fair bit with the flowers. This one doesn't want to come off. Just pop those in the middle. Just for a little bit of, there's all sorts of different coloured flowers in the little ones. There's some smaller ones in this as well. and I'll pop that one in there. There we go, all done. And then I've got some of these which I shall scatter around over the, I might just put them on the white. They're purple, but these ones here look more pinky and they've got lots of white in those. So I shall just grab some of these pinkish sort of ones and pop them on here. There's large and small in these. Very pretty, and they're free. Well, not free, but complimentary when you spend some money on what your other things that you want. I'll put a couple over here on the greeting as well. I'll just put a couple down the bottom, and that will do. And we'll have one in the pink one there. I could go on forever. There we go. Sorry about the mix-up at the beginning, but I will put an adjustment in and make sure it is correct. It's folding correctly now, so I'm not sure what I did wrong at the beginning, but all is good. That's that one. Very pretty. And this one here, no belly band. I think it would look awkward with a belly band. It does fold fairly flat for you. Covers up my whole mat here. I hope you can see all that. That's it from me this week, and I shall hopefully have another one for you next week. I'll see how I go. I will be on holidays, but I'll try and record some for you anyway. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.